If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This was passed along to me by a subscriber of the channel, Doru Dumbrava. I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. This is just more of the same. Soon, folks, for those of you who work in an office, and even those of you who might work outside doing construction, or work with your hands, or work in a warehouse somewhere, soon you'll be looking next to you, and instead of seeing a man in a cubicle or a man in his office wearing his formal New World Order attire, which is the suit, you'll be seeing him wearing a suit top, but a skirt as well, as they are now pushing, which I've talked about before, pushing gender confusion by having men wear dresses and skirts to work. So they'll be wearing their basic business attire top with a tie, and all down below they'll just have a skirt on and high heels. No, I'm not making it up. I kid you not. Now, before I get into this story, which is just more of the same, remember what the Bible tells us. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. So for those of you who are trying to figure it out, well, why are they doing all this stuff? Remember, they have to perverse everything in the Bible. They have to do the opposite of everything that God says. That's why it's important for them to make these things agendas, because it's not just for them to do in secret anymore. They want to indoctrinate the whole world into not even realizing that everything they're doing is going against God's word. It is nothing more than a perversion, a sickness, and these people are nothing but satanic filth. That's what they are. So this new fashion trend from, I think it's Tom Brown's, but he's got an H in there. I don't know if that's to be trendy or not. I really could care less. As far as I'm concerned, his name's Turd Brown. Turd Brown's latest line for men, which the New York Times even reported on as, oh, it's wonderful. They're celebrating gender fluidity with man skirts as the key focus on this collection, which was brought out during a runway shoot or a runway walk, whatever these ridiculous things they do are, where somebody walks around a runway and people sit there, ooh, ah, oh, here comes a person walking 50 feet, stopping, turn around and walking back. How great and wonderful. Huh? It's a guy or a woman walking down 50 feet and turn around. This is how people are spending their day. These millionaire elites. It's sick. Fashion is just absolutely sickening. Obviously, God talked about not worrying about what you're going to wear and these pointless things. And that is a reason that the fashion industry is such a big thing. Fashion, of course, ties in with art. We see these fashion art shows that they combine the two things. All of it is just absolutely an abomination. So let's get into Turd Brown's men's spring 2018 line. Now, I did cover before how they're having children wear skirts to school. Now, you might be new to this channel. I did a video back last year talking about schools where boys were wearing skirts as part of their dress code. But what they're trying to do now is they want to bring this into the workplace. Because remember, if a guy comes to your office, okay, and he's wearing a suit top and a skirt, you can't say anything to him because you'll get fired. So if you say, oh, are you kidding me? This guy's got a skirt on. What is going on in this world? You can't bully him, you can't question it, or you'll lose your job, your income. This is how they're going to get people to go along with stuff. Remember, conforming people by taking away free speech, taking away your right to have an opinion that's different than the one that they're force-feeding us and repetitively trying to beat into our brains. Man skirts have become a regular sighting on the runway, according to this article, but they've never really filtered down to real life. But as the gender fluid phenomenon continues to crescendo, Turd Brown made a convincing argument for a possibly not so distant future where men will turn up to the office, briefcase in hand, in a classic skirt, suit, heels, and business socks. Heels! Men in high heels. I kid you not. Somebody get me out of here. He says you start one way as a baby, but why shouldn't you be able to choose your own path as opposed to culturally people telling you which way to go? It's about being open-minded to experience life the way you want it. You see, these are the kinds of phrases that they use, and people regurgitate it, right? They hear this stuff. They don't even know what they're saying. You ever talk to somebody and they're just going, I'm just being myself. Well, of course you're being yourself. Who else would you be being? Right? You hear people talk and they use these phrases that the mainstream media has the celebrities use, and everybody on TV uses these phrases. Oh, well, you should be you. And people go, yeah, I should be me. Well, who the hell else would they be being if they weren't being themselves? What are they going around going, oh, today I'm going to be Roger Rabbit? I mean, what kind of insane sayings are these? But this is how they brainwash people, right? Listen to this comment one more time. You'll be able to choose your own path as opposed to culturally people telling you which way to go. It's about being open-minded. This is about do what thou wilt. Again, and every agenda that they have is about spitting in the face of God. It is about taking all of God's laws and doing the opposite and indoctrinating our society into going along with it and doing it themselves. So back to the article. Brown is now claiming he chose the class courtyard to put on this show with its plaster cast of ancient Roman statues and soaring glass and cast iron roof. Its rousing soundtrack was The Maze, blah, blah, blah. As we continue on, we see men in skirts, men in high heels, men in female, oh my gosh, men and females pretty much wearing dresses to the office, and they're dead serious. Outstream the models in suit jackets, skirts, and said shoes, each pausing momentarily to gaze at a marble and glass cabinet housing a pair of golden baby shoes. Brown does like to hammer home his message here, sending out an endless smorgasbord of suit jacket and skirt pairings, playing on extreme proportions and mixing traditional clothes in a collection that telegraphed a mix of schoolgirl, schoolboy, and banker. I mean, how much more of this stuff can we take before people snap and just start going, you know what? I'm not going to allow this stuff to happen, okay? You're supposed to go to work to get some work done, whatever it is, even though most work in an office is slavery work that does nothing. It's pointless. The whole point of it is to just take your time out of your day so you can't wake up and see what's going on. They want you to sit there for 10 hours, make phone calls to bring them more business while they throw you a little shekel so you can go home and pay for your rent and pay for everything else that they control and never have any money of your own to travel or go anywhere, and most importantly, never have the time. Because remember, time is so important here on Earth. Okay, that's what we should cherish, the time that we have. Because when they take time out of your day and force you to do that, you get home, you're too tired to do anything else. People can't research this stuff. They can't snap out of the trance because they're too worried about their rent and all these things. They constantly are having fear pushed into their heads through the television. So this is just a system of slavery. That's all that it is. So this guy's fashion line, which is now out, is geared towards men wearing this stuff in the office space. The New York Times has picked up on it, talking about how it's wonderful for gender equality and how we're evolving with gender roles. It's unbelievable, folks. This is the stuff that people worry about. The clothes that they're wearing and, these men dressing as women, these freaks, that's what it is. I mean, this is an abomination. And again, remember, this channel is art now, okay? This is my artistic expression is what I'm giving. So they might call it hate speech, but this is art, and I'm allowed to say these things. This is absolutely not just an abomination. It's an embarrassment to mankind. As a man, I'm humiliated. I'm embarrassed to meet anyone out there because there are no men anymore. I'm embarrassed to be a human being at this point when this is the stuff that's going on. You got these models, these walking the runway wearing high heels, these men promoting men wearing skirts to the office. I mean, what is next? How fast is this happening? And why is nobody out there saying that this is ludicrous? This is insanity and it needs to stop. How can people not see that all of this stuff, all these things, transgenderism, the homosexual agenda, what we're seeing right now with these clothes and the cross-dressing, this is all to defy and go against God. That is the point. And then these other agendas that we have, like the race war, the civil unrest, is to divide and conquer us and to continue to have us turn on each other instead of ever looking at the people at the top who are controlling all of this stuff, because there's more of us than there are of them, and we could easily overthrow them. But the problem is that we all look at each other and we fight amongst each other. Democrat, Republican, doesn't exist, but people are fighting amongst each other. Whites and blacks. Who cares? You can be purple for all I care. Who cares? It's nothing to do with your character or who you are as a person. But see, they create these seeds and plant these seeds and cause this unrest amongst us. They keep us distracted. They keep us fighting, infighting, instead of looking at the real problem, them, and seeing this is ludicrous, the stuff that's going on. Men, high heels, skirts to work. What's next? You got people going to work dressed up as Big Bird, and that's going to be accepted? Well, I mean, this guy identifies as Big Bird. Oh, yeah? And I identify as a guy who doesn't want to be a part of this society. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.